Celtics looked like the far superior team in Game 5, and the Raptors could be on the brink of elimination. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Jimmy Toscano, Josue Pavon, and Bobby Manning. I know I'm going to start with Bobby here because he was all aboard the Toronto Raptor train before this series and has really stuck to his guns. But how disappointed have you been specifically in Game 5 with the fallout that the Raptors have shown?
Well, they ruined two predictions already, and they were about to ruin a third, my Raptors in 7. But I thought there were going to be no more blowouts in the series, and look at what we get here. An embarrassing runaway game that was done in the second. Didn't even have to watch the third, as I said in our other video. And they couldn't even keep this close. Like, the rotations, everything was just so out of whack. I thought they were the adjustment team, no in-game adjustments. And so I'm just completely disappointed with them. I thought it was one of the more disgraceful playoff games I've been. I thought this was going to be a classic. That was my other prediction. This was far from it. And they already have me doubting them in this series.
Wow.
I don't know how you can't after that. It's going to be so hard for them to win this series. And I look at Kyle Lowry. Marc Gasol, I mentioned in the last video, but Kyle Lowry, he had the punch in Game 3 and 4. And this one, just sputtering along.
Yeah, but see, that's what you got to start giving props to Brad Stevens. That's how you should have ended that sentence right there, because Brad Stevens got to Kyle Lowry, and I think he figured out that that's what's been really pushing the Raptors to squeeze out these wins, in the last 2 games. And what a defensive assignment for Kemba and the Celtics, because the guy doesn't stay still, but Brad figured it out, especially in transition. So, where the Raptors can go from here, it's just so tough, because I just think they're just so overly matched. When those 3 guys, Kemba Walker, Tatum, and Brown, are going the way they were going through 3 quarters, it's just too much for them to handle. But they were able to do it in games 3 and 4. So let's see what Nick Nurse has up his sleeve.
Let's see what Nick Nurse has up his sleeve.
Mr. Coach of the Year.
Unfortunately, Mr. Coach of the Year is too busy talking to the referees. I feel like since Game 1, Game 2, I mean, every time they show this guy, he's sitting there like this. We're sitting there like this.
From the opening minutes.
From the opening, he's sitting there like this. He's always pissed off at a ref or something. How about some accountability? I mean, this is the Coach of the Year. And listen, I'm not saying he hasn't deserved that honor, but I will say this. I think he's been so concerned and frustrated by some of the officiating that his players are kind of rubbing off on that a little bit. And like Nick Nurse, again, a technical tonight. I think there was another player on the Raptors who got a technical. It might have been Ibaka. Arguing, or it was either Ibaka or Lowry arguing with the refs about something. And it's just getting to the point where even the announcers are starting to say something. Nick Nurse, they go into something about Nick Nurse is still talking to the refs on the sidelines. So it's just become almost like a joke at this point to see this guy complain as much as he does. I haven't seen barely do I see Brad Stevens get upset over a foul that at least isn't deserving of one. I mean, I think he had one overturned earlier. But to me, it's Nick Nurse, and I'll say it again, Siakam. This guy is an absolute no-show. If you're a Raptors fan, you have to be completely fed up with Siakam, who, in my opinion,
Nick
looks
Nurse
more like
ripped him after the game.
Did he? Because he looks like G League Siakam again.
Wow.
I'm glad that he ripped him. It's good to hear that.
He never does that.
Yeah, he said, I'm not sure why he's been so out of rhythm. He hasn't had a lot of great games.
Oh, that's the worst you're gonna get. That's the most you're gonna get from Nick Nurse criticizing.
Yeah.
Facts, though.
And if Siakam is not a lot better in Game 6, then this is over. But you can let us know in the comments whether or not you think the Raptors are going to push this thing to a Game 7, or you think the Celtics are on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And for all the rest of our Celtics coverage, find it on our website at clnsmedia.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Celtics All Access.